He'd risen early in the morning and kissed his mother, and his father chatted with him and said, "Remember, he's a feisty old man. And he's a warrior of the Rovac, and he's a cousin of mine, second cousin or something like that. I forget the exact details. I looked at the family tree late last night. This is Morgan here, and it had been scrawled in red, and yes, that's Morgan. That's Morgan. I remember discussions on the man, and he was warrior of the Rovac who'd gone off for his fortune, and remember, reports I had gotten that he was a sort of a curly sort, and you would know that now from chatting with him and talking with him. But keep your wits about you, Buckhenry, his father said to him. This is he's chosen you. Now get to your duties. And Buckhenry did a few administrative functions which he had in the Prince Chabla that they worked with. He was part of the royal family, as it were. What sort of royal? A prince of Panvash, of the royal dignitaries of the grand city. They were outlying districts. They weren't exactly great royalty, just the elders of that particular community. In reality, it was a bit of a manor house where the prince lived for this district, and it was a decent enough manor house with a royal court. Theoretically, they like to pride themselves a bit, Penvashians. But he had a few duties and administrative duties, and worked with a bit of this and that. And then he got off to the beach front where they went down to, and Morgan Haast was there in his armor, doing training, like was cutting a sword this way and that way, and with his shield was thrusting forward. And the old warrior looked powerful. Frederick Jar was nearby with the prince who he'd fallen in with, Prince Chabla, and they were chatting and just watching the warrior do his grand sword play on the beach in his strokes. And when he saw young Buckhenry come here, is all he wanted to. Buckhenry was in his outfit and his junior sword. He was only 16, was Buckhenry. Went, "Battle me," said Morgan. "Fight like a man." Morgan did not go too hard on Buckhenry, but taught him the way of the Rovac warrior in sword play. Days passed and weeks, and they couldn't afford forever. Morgan realized him and Fodrick couldn't afford forever. It was part of Panvash, for they were about their plans. But Buckhenry, the diversion would prove useful. He would be trained Rovac, and he would be of use to the guild of Rovac, to the way of Rovac, to the clan of Rovac. And the lad, in the end, seemed to the liking of it.